Complete the sets, yep. For the second week of June 2026, it's been confirmed that we're going to have a complete the sets restore. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to link my collection that I've been building up over the past couple of years. I haven't looked at it in a while, and I just noticed, look at all the ticks. So basically, if you don't know what a complete the sets restore is, you might have noticed a lot of interesting collections being built up this year. They've got quite a lot of acceptances and whatnot, but maybe one or two skins didn't potentially get accepted. They've just been sitting there on the Rust Workshop, gathering dust. But you know what? Every now and then, Face Punch will make a complete the sets restore, and they'll go back and pick out those skins that weren't accepted. So, yeah, look at all the ticks. So, I'm not going to sit here and say, consider looking at this collection and just assume I'm only showcasing the one skin that you see there. These are representatives of their collection. So don't just assume, all right then, look, there's the Rainbow Pony sleeping bag. Does that mean I'm only sitting here and saying, maybe we could have the Rainbow Pony sleeping bag? No. You might have noticed there's actually quite a lot of skins that weren't accepted from the past and whatnot that could potentially be accepted instead. It's the representative of the collection, basically. So you never know, maybe Rainbow Pony backpack. I'm sure that'll make a lot of people quite happy. So, all right, cool. Not sure what's going to happen in regards to, is it just going to be one restore or is it going to be two? But the skin creators have been told you can have a week off. So, okay, cool. So, once again, I'll link that in the description. How many people are going to sit there and say Temple Tier 2? I know it's going to happen. Alright, go on then. Type it away. Go on. Alright, anyway. So that's cool. Nice thing to be aware of. I can also inform you, the focused item of the month for June 2026 is apparently going to be the bolt action rifle. So, okay, you know what? I don't think anyone's going to be upset with that. We're not sure what the brand new Skinnable is, but if I could just quickly navigate over to here and just quickly show something to you. We don't know yet. Nothing officially has been stated, but we have seen a commit. I'm just saying. So, ooh, okay, maybe. Right, let's focus the brand new batch of skins that are submitted over the past weekend. So yes, we have a brand new batch of skins. The collection will be listed at the very top of the description of this video right now, so scroll down, take a look. You're more than welcome to go through all these skins in your own time, but of course, I'm only here to talk about the collection continuations. We're here to talk about potential things that we might want to invest into. So, look in the description, scroll down, look at all the chapters. Those are all the collection continuations for today. We have quite a lot to go through. I'm not joking. Look, here's just the deployables. Oh my. We're here for a while. So, sit back and relax. Let's start yapping. Pirates Hoard Electric Furnace, No Mercy Electric Furnace, and the ever so colourful Popstar Electric Furnace. Yeah, we've got quite a lot of electric furnaces. And we do have quite an interesting, variety of style. So, of course, this obviously just perfectly showcasing the No Mercy style. This perfectly showcasing like a rusted, worn out, old pirate style skin. And then you have like a DJ set. Okay, you know what? Not going to be upset. But let me also point this out to you. I am expecting at least one more week where we potentially could have two electric furnaces being accepted at the same time. You might have noticed we've had two pump shotguns accepted, most recently in the current restore. Yeah, you should expect that with electric furnaces. Chances are, one of the three I just showcased to you could potentially be accepted at the same time. So, alright, cool, understood. But talking about all three, what could potentially happen if either of these were to be accepted? Well, more specifically, Pirates Hoard Electric Furnace. I wouldn't be surprised if, let's go ahead and point out the previous skin, Pirates Hoard. Was it just the one skin? I've got to remind myself. Yeah, it's just the locker, isn't it? So with just the locker, that's sold for $2.49. Right now, that's only slightly below its restore price. If this were to be accepted, that of course being the electric furnace, I would have reason to believe that potentially would be rising up quite nicely, purely based on the fact that, I don't know, maybe it's only got 13 listings. Also, for some strange reason, my extension isn't working. That's strange. Interesting. Well, right now, that's actually around $2.30. Only 13 listings. I could imagine that would rise up very, very nicely. Now, in contrast with the No Mercy collection. No Mercy collection is vast. It is huge. It is the largest collection we have on all of Rust, I do believe. I don't think one electric furnace is going to change that much. Now, maybe with the recent deployables, specifically, they'll probably bounce up quite nicely. Like, you know, the No Mercy barbecue, that really didn't sell that much, did it? Let me just quickly see if my extension works now. It's not working. That's weird. Sorry about that. But yeah, only 16 listings. This currently, right now, only has a few listings below its rust or price. Now, let me just quickly confirm. You sold for $2.49. Yeah, it's literally got like 2 or 3 listings below its rust or price. I could imagine that'll probably bounce up quite nicely. So, okay. So we've got 2 noticeable, interesting collection continuations. And then we got this super colourful one. Now, I can confirm to you, this is the most supported skin right now out of all the recent batch of skins. I was anticipating this. I was alluding to it. I knew that this was coming. Like, the second we saw this rust, or the second I looked at this, I already knew what was coming. I knew what was going to appear in the workshop. That Popstar electric furnace. And I was like, guys, look, by all means, if you like it, you know, go buy one for yourself. Treat yourself, you know. Support the skin creator. But, you know, with electric furnaces, with it being the brand new Skinnable, we are expecting potential problems later down the line. I am expecting a lot more, you know, skins being accepted. Twitch drops, kick drops, you get the idea. These are selling a little bit too much, don't you think? As time goes on, as more and more of them are accepted, I can't help but assume there will be problems. Now, maybe the collection will hold it up quite nicely. That's what I kind of expect with the pirate one. But with Popstar, I mean, anime's not in demand, is it? Okay. I have reason to believe it might be in demand. What do you reckon? So, yes, I've said this many times. After quite a long time where we didn't have a skin being accepted, when the bed was the most recent acceptance, these were slightly down in price. It wasn't looking very pretty. But since then, MP5, jackhammer, door, pump shotgun. Oh, it has gone up in price very, very nice. I would have reason to believe the electric furnace would give that all a nice boost. I don't think it's going to go up that much more from where they are, but, you know, the more the merrier. I think a lot of people do happen to like this as well. You know, considering it's got a lot of comments, a lot of positivity, like, I think that would still sell quite a lot. And yet still, I feel like with that being such a unique, super colourful design, I think that probably would still work out quite all right. Now, that's a discussion for if it were to be accepted. But would you, personally, do you approve, or do you think it's too silly? I have seen some other like designs with a fairly similar approach, but this was first. So we'll see how it goes, but I do believe the Popstar collection, I mean, well, what's next? What deployable would you like to see? What weapon would you like to see? Feel free to comment below. I reckon all 3 of these are perfectly fine candidates. Which one will it be? Or maybe at least 2 of the 3. We'll see. That's a lot of rhyming. Anyway, moving on. Crypt Barricade. Yep, it's the sequel to the sheet metal door that we saw quite recently. How is that door doing at the moment? So, it's doing alright. It's doing alright. Crypt building skin is still fairly new, so it wouldn't surprise me that's still holding up quite nicely. But I still have reason to believe as time goes on that'll probably start going down in price. I don't imagine it's going to crash and burn, but I am surprised to see it still retaining quite nicely to a point. 58 listings, not too far off. I mean, it does look as if it's actually down to about $1.60 at the moment. SMM doesn't seem to be the most up-to-date with prices. But yeah, not surprised to see it's dropped off. But if we were to see a concrete barricade potentially being accepted, could that, could that get a boost? Not really sure, to be honest with you. Independently, barricades are not exactly super in demand. But, if we do get a full-fledged deployable collection being built up from this, that would be cool. But only Adobe has had like a lot of deployable skins being accepted as time has gone on. We never got a brick skin. We have had bruiseless doors. With all due respect, we have had bruiseless doors. But yeah, Freddy, I guess maybe like a garage door, a sheet metal double door, you name it, all that. If we saw things like that, I'd imagine the sheet metal door probably would appreciate it more. But this, I mean, I'm not against it. Looks perfectly fine. I just don't know if that's going to really kind of like get people thrilled about the set. But for now, hey, that's a nice addition. So props to them, and by all means, if you like it, consider showing support, blah, blah, blah. You get the idea. So keep up the good work. But what would you personally like to see being made next if we were to see a Crypt theme skin? Oh, speaking of, we got the sheet metal rug. So, yeah, quite literally, we had a barricade. Well, and as of now, that's still retaining its price, but give it a week or two. maybe it might drop off. Now, it didn't sell that much. There's only 12 listings, and just to point out, it has not had any sales in the past 24 hours. I don't think anybody's like clamoring for this. But if we were to see a brand new rug, so yeah, I'm going to cover my boat in sheet metal. That actually would be pretty funny. But yeah, no, I see nothing wrong with that. Does it have transparency? It does look as if it's got transparency. No. I mean, if it did, they should mention it. Transparency, yes. Okay, okay, it does. You should mention it right there, Kreitzer. Just point out, put it in the name. Parentheses. Right, anyway. All right, I think. Oh, there you go. That's a perfect picture. There you go. Perfect screenshot. You got some vision there. You put it over your windows. It will tank a good few bullets from an AK, for example. All right, I think people would approve of such a thing. Now, in terms of this though, is that going to really like go up that much or whatever? I will sit here and say, in terms of interest with the actual item itself, I don't think so. I don't think that's going to suddenly go up anywhere. But for the skin in particular, maybe. I mean, it didn't get that many sales. But this also didn't get that many sales, and that still went down in price, and that still had like a collection behind it. So I'm not really sure, but at least I've pointed it out to you. So, all right, cool. Best of luck to Kreitzer and VSK forever. That's a perfectly fine looking skin. I think a lot of people would actually approve of that. So, all right, cool. Best luck. Now, I do believe we have, no, it's just one sleeping bag, just the one. Technically speaking, this is a deep sea skin from Mr. Robstar. So, of course, you might recall we've had like deep sea sword, fridge, locker. So, yeah. I'm not sure if Face Punch will specifically remember, but Robstar, if you're going to refer to it, or rather say it's a collection continuation from your set, you probably should commit to the naming scheme. We'll see if this will be remembered. Anyway, Deep Sea. Let's go take a look at you. Deep Sea. So we start, yeah, the sword. Right, there we go. Oh yeah, the Deep Sea Captain's jacket. I am the very model of a modern Major General. All right, moving on. So, a new deployable. Yes, even SEMM doesn't recognise it. I'm not sure if these are going to be salvageable. It's because, Deep Sea. Shut up. Anyway, moving on. So, Deep Sea Locker, sold for $2, it's half its price. Deep Sea Fridge, sold for $2, it's basically half its price. Oh boy. But last year we did see a lot of fridges. Last year we did see a lot of lockers, so we're not too surprised by that, are we? I mean, how many of you are on the Steam market right now? Not enough sold, only 26. I mean, it would be nice. I'm just personally not sure if Face Punch is going to remember that sleeping bag is part of this set. Because they might just say, all right, let's accept it. But then they call it the submarine sleeping bag. Okay, I'm having doubts, I'm sorry to say. And to be honest with you, even if it was referred to as the deep sea sleeping bag, I'm not sure if it's going to really make that much of a difference. Looks nice though. Does it glow? Any mentions of glow? No, yeah, Imager isn't in my country, I'm sorry to say. So I don't see any references or anything to say it glows. So, all right, cool, understood. Well, best luck to you, Robstar. Let's see if that potentially gets accepted. And don't forget, if you like what you see, do consider showing support. Consider voting yes or no. Here comes the money. I can't play that in music because WWE doesn't like it when you use their music. Anyway, so what we have right here, yes, worthless papers, and this does make sense. What good is money? I'd just rather burn it. I guess you could do an electric furnace. Put the money on the inside. Right, anyway, so yes, Mr. Shaft, Mr. Patcher, we've got a collection continuation for that bed. We're now literally burning money. And again, perfect idea, perfect sequel. So as you might notice, there's some various different versions that we have here. Stacked upon money, plating around the money, and just plating. Hey, that's all cool. But how's that bed? Is it still holding up? When was it accepted? It's quite some time back, wasn't it? Was it literally just after? It was literally just after. That sold for $3. It's slightly below its Rustall price. Like, ever so slightly. I do believe that's like 2 listings and then, yeah, it's fine. Well, it's got 11 sales in the past 24 hours. It's literally just below $3. Honestly, I think a furnace would be helping it out quite a fair bit. But wow, I mean, you did sell quite a decent amount. There's only 22 listings. Shrug. I'm a bit surprised by that, I'll say. But hey, which version do you prefer? Version 1, version 2, or version 3? I mean, it's all pretty much the same theme and whatnot. But overall, I would imagine the bed would be appreciating the arrival of a sequel. What would you like to see being made next, though? I know I just said electric furnace, but what else would you reckon would be a nice idea? You know what? A rug. Yeah, I have so much money, I literally use it as wallpaper. Yeah, yeah, I think that, yeah, there you go. I think that's the winner. Right, well, best of luck to Shaft and Apache in a good spot. Keep up the good work. And where's my money rug? Right, best luck. Ah, yes, it's the return of All-Seeing Eye. So, yes, from Mr. Wigan, you might recall last year we saw quite a lot of All-Seeing Eye skins. Well, let's go ahead and remind you. So, All-Seeing Eye. Do I have to, it didn't recognise my A there. That was a bit weird. All-Seeing. Do I have to type in C? There you go. Right, sorry about that. You had to have like a little dash. Right, so we had the garage door, we had the sheepman door, and then unfortunately that was it. You might notice there's definitely been attempts in the past for a large box. Well, didn't happen previously, but maybe it could happen now. I'm sorry to say, but not looking very pretty, is it? And neither is my extension. It's not working. That's a disappointment. Anyway, 13 sales in the past 24 hours. I mean, this is still around $1.40 or $1.50. I think it's more likely $1.50. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's down in price. It hasn't gone down dramatically bad, but it's still not looking like it's perfect. Perfectly fine looking glow-in-the-dark doors. Well, could we get a perfectly fine glow-in-the-dark large box? Maybe we could see a lot more skins being produced after this as well. That would be appreciated, I'm sure. What would you, the viewer, personally like to see being made next? Maybe All-Seeing Eye Tier 3, just have like a big eye for the face. That'd be funny. Not sure. Guess you could do a furnace, an electric furnace. Yeah, that'd probably look cool. Yeah. Well, keep up the good work. I don't think that large box is going to dramatically change the two doors, but if we start seeing more skins being produced and accepted, all right, then I'd start to notice the doors will probably do better. So, all right, cool. Keep up the good work, Wilgan, and let's see what you produce next. Now we have the return of an interesting wooden... Well, I mean, this is a collection, and now we have a wooden door. My choice of words there got muddled up. Hey, look, it's Celestial Harmony. Well, now, if I can recall, we only got the wooden double door previously. Is that correct? Yes. There was an attempt for a small box. There was an attempt for a wooden door in the past. Well, now it's back. And I did show this off in my special preview video. It glows in the dark perfectly fine. A lovely little design. The moon on the top, the sun on the bottom, and they're basically doing an eclipse right there. So, how's that wooden double door doing? Because I remember when that double door came out, and basically it looked very nice. And I was like, wow, this has sold not that much. Surely it's going to do A-OK, right? I can't remember. What happened with wooden double doors? Something appeared just after this that kind of took away all the attention. You know what? Just look up wooden double doors. Wooden double door. Because it was the focused item of the month for a while. What happened? Oh, yeah, Pixel appeared just after, and then we also had the Christmas one. All right, cool. Anyway, we've always questioned, will anything compete with what we have right there? And we might have something to talk about in a second, don't you worry. But more specifically, that wooden double door that Hedge bought 50 of, it did go down in price. If we don't see that many more wooden double doors this year, well, I'm sure this will slowly start to pick itself up. More specifically, if we also saw collection continuations, I think that wooden double door will slowly progress and do a lot better. So, with only 22 listings, we did get 4 sales in the past 24 hours. I do believe a wooden door probably would give that a nice boost. But then after that, what else? You know what? I'll sit here and say, why not do like a table and chair set? I might have spoiled the next thing, but anyway, yeah, you could do like a table and chair set. You could have sun or moon chairs and sun or moon table. You know, you could do some interesting pairings. You could do a very good locker. I think a lot of people would appreciate that. That'd be pretty sweet. But apparently, this also happens to have some transparency. Now, I'm not sure where the transparency is. I haven't seen that myself. But hey, if it were to actually be accepted, I think we'll put more of an effort in to try and find that where that is. I think it might be the door handle. It might be the case. Anyway, that's a perfectly fine looking addition, and I think the wooden double door would be appreciating that. So why did Hedge reference the Lunar New Year wooden double door? Well, back then when it appeared, we were questioning, okay, so power creep with transparency. Maybe things are going a little bit too far. Well, say hello to this. The bamboo wooden door. What is that? What is that? No. So, yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to click the same thing. That is a wooden door with a ton of transparency. Now, I did speak with the skin creator last night, Mr. Corey, and I said, yeah, I think you should probably consider making a second version and maybe fill half of this in. Like, you could probably have all of that vision. That might be all right. So again, we reference the wooden double door here. You might recall that had an absurd amount of transparency, and we thought, would anything else come out like this? Could there be potential issues with this in the future if we saw competition? And so far, a few months have passed, we haven't seen any competition. What I'm saying is, if this bamboo door were to be accepted, could that eventually lead to a wooden double door? Well, I'm going to sit here and say this. I don't think that's going to be allowed. I think that's too much. Yeah, it's a wooden door, and, you know, one Molotov. Oh, where did it go? Where did it go? So, yeah, I'm not sure if that would still be allowed. But, you know, if you did a very similar amount of transparency that we saw on the Lunar wooden double door, then it would probably be allowed. And even then, we're still not sure. Maybe face punch. Maybe there's a leak in the face punch headquarters when they decided to accept that Lunar wooden double door. Who knows? Anyway, I'm sure they might have fixed it by now. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, of course, let's also reference the bamboo collection. I'm sorry, face punch, but I had to say something silly there. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the bamboo cage collection. There you go. Oh, it doesn't have the barbecue because it's got the weird name. Anyway, so we've got the small box, the large box, the locker, and of course we have the barbecue. Where's the barbecue? Thank you. There you go. That is still doing very good. That's actually retaining its value very, very nicely. So, all right, cool. Props to you. I would imagine the wooden door would lead to the other skins going up in price quite nice, all right? I would imagine that. But, come on now. I had to wait until today for them to actually fully finish this, because I was going to make a short video about this. I was going to yap about this, but it wasn't fully complete yesterday. Yeah, isn't this taking things a little bit too far? Don't you think? Now, a lot of people probably would sit there and say, it's fine. Sure, whatever. So we'll see what happens, all right? Every now and then, someone's got to do something like this just to see if it would happen. We never would have known such a wooden double door would be allowed until we saw that actually being accepted for Lunar New Year. So, all right. Best luck to Sodsendu and Corey. Let's see what happens next. Now, we've got 2 sheet metal doors, if I can recall. We got the return of the Welded Quarantine sheet metal door. And, oh. What's that? Oh, okay. So we've got some interesting things to discuss. First of all, we have the more grounded approach. It's not super flashy. It's not super in your face. It is the Welded Quarantine sheet metal door. Now, I do believe we have some transparency here. Yep, there's a second version with transparency right there. It's got some glow sticks. Okay. It's not super wacky. It's not super insane. As I said, it's fairly grounded. Welded Quarantine. We have previously seen a garage door. It doesn't know what it is. So let's go ahead and search for it ourselves. All I've got to do is just search for welded, I believe. So welded. Maybe I typed it wrong. That could have been the case. There you go. Now, if I can recall, this sold for about $2.49. Yep. And it's basically sitting here at around $1.50. Again, I do apologise, my extension isn't working today, but I can figure out the prices in my head. So, okay. Not exactly doing the best. But honestly, I don't think there's that much interest in this. It sold hardly anything. I'm not joking, it sold hardly anything. In fact, let's go ahead and look at all the garage doors for 2026. And you'll see with your own eyes that did not sell that much. No. So, yeah, yes, this only did just barely over 10,000 subscribers. And, like, literally the very next week, we had the 30,000 plus sales on the Atomic Ever After garage door. So, yeah. Yeah, like a sale so far. So, basically, maybe a brand new sheet metal door sequel could give it a nice boost. You know, either one would be appreciated, I'm sure. But I don't think there's that, you know. Do you know what we just saw a second ago with the all-seeing eye doors? It literally just ended with those 2 doors. You might end up with a situation like, you know, like that. Maybe the garage door might bounce up for a while, but then it just goes back down in price again, and then that's it. Oh. But it's nice to see the skin creators giving it another shot. This is a version 2 after all. So, best luck to Debskin and Fanaquela. Perfectly fine approach, but there is competition. So, you know, I have reason to believe people really appreciate the space theme skins. What makes you say that, Hedge? Well, you know, if we just go back to the very beginning of this year, where we kept seeing space theme skins being accepted. Well, you know, initially they kind of suffered a little bit, but if you go back now and look at all of them, you might be pleasantly surprised to find out that pretty much every space themed deployable has gone up in price. Yes, yes. And I have been talking about how we've noticed prices of skins starting to do a whole lot better as of now, June, May, which is a bit weird. I should point out Lost Soul probably could be a little bit better, but anyway, point still remains. A lot of these space theme skins are doing very nice, and I have reason to believe it's because people don't realise, technically speaking, they're not all part of the same collection. Now, more specifically, who made this door? Oh, not that one. There you go. Cubist. Which one did you make previously? He hasn't got a collection there, so it's not helping me. You made previously. Let's go find out. The answer is you made the armoured door. Ah, we just looked at that. So, all right, cool. So, again, it doesn't really matter because everybody's just assuming it's all part of the same collection. Now, did you notice this transparency here? Come on now, please tell me when right up close. They didn't go right up close. Ugh. Right. I do believe you can see through the hair. I noticed a little bit. Yeah, there you go. You can see a little bit of like transparency right there. I might need to go ahead and make a short video. I should. Anyway, we want to talk about specifically this right here. Cool. So that's comfortably in the positive. That's doing very nice. And my extension still doesn't work, does it? No. Oh, damn. Only 34 listings. 20 have sold in the past 24 hours. That's doing good. And it's been doing good for a while now, regardless. Yeah, Easter dip wasn't a very fun time. But since then, whoop, brand new all-time peak price. Wow. But I don't think it's stopping there. If we were to see the sheep in the door, I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if this got bought out and went up in price even higher. So, all right, we're in a pretty good spot right there, aren't we? Let's also close some of these other things that we got there. Yep. So, yeah. All of it's doing nice. So, if I just type in space, let's go do that. How many space theme skins am I going to see and how many of them are doing nicely? I want to go to space. Well, of course, we do have like other skins from the past, but yeah, you got that there, you got that there. Okay, cool. And you got like page 2. So, what was the locker called? I just made a big fuss about the locker. Oh, there you go. You got the space station double doors and armored double doors and all that. Yep. All right, cool. So, yeah, it's in a pretty good spot. And I would imagine that sheep in the door would contribute things nicely. Contribute it nicely. Yes. So, all right, cool. That's looking nice. But now let's move on and talk about some garage doors. Right, so I'm just going to sit here and just talk about this very quickly. I swear I've already talked about this twice in the past month. So I'm not sure if you're allowed to just consistently keep making changes every single week. If you want to make a lot of changes, why not do it all in 1 week and have alternate versions? I'm not sure if this game creator is aware of that. So it's nice to see that they did something completely different, but I've already talked about this for like the past 3 weeks now. So, hey, yeah, of course, I would imagine both the previous doors would greatly appreciate it. But that's all I'm going to say now because, you know, you're just taking up too much time. Anyway, I don't want to say I'm mean, but it's true. Wild Hunt garage door. Wow, that's looking pretty cool. And yes, that lines up quite nicely with the wooden door. But what happened to Wild Hunt? Because you might recall, we saw a couple of skins being accepted late last year, and then we had some at the very beginning of this year, and then that was it. Now, they did try. Like, I'm still upset we never got the bear skin rug. And yes, I will add that to my complete the sets list. I will. But you know what? That is actually a very good candidate for a complete the sets edition. Garage door. If you're to be accepted, would any of these spike in price? Well, I would imagine these two. Wooden door, though, wooden doors rarely do well. So yes, I would imagine maybe the bed would greatly appreciate it. It didn't sell that much, and we don't have that many listings on the Steam market. I think it would greatly appreciate it. I remember when we saw that, and we thought that was absolutely amazing, and it didn't sell that much. And then so many more bed skins appeared. Large box, I'd assume the same thing as well. And that's only got 15 listings on the Steam market. So, all right, cool. Point made. Understood. Yeah. I would imagine a garage door would be a nice positive. So, all right then. There you go. So, yep. A very nice addition. Keep up the good work, Mr. Icona. And, yeah. Let's see if that actually gets accepted. Here's a good question to ask. What would you, the viewer, like to see being made next? Feel free to offer your opinion. Right, Señor Tomato Sheet Metal Double. We don't have just one tomato, we have two. I'm pretty sure this is a version 2. I swear I've seen this already. Did he do a big face last time? I don't remember. Let's just quickly see. I swear he did one before. Well, he did a big face one for the garage door. Maybe he removed it and resubmitted it. That probably could be the case. All right, never mind then. Anyway, so yes, a sheet metal double door. By default, I'd imagine it would do perfectly fine. But with its collection, I mean, well, would the Señor Tomato collection actually spike in price with a brand new edition? Well, the weird thing with this set is that they didn't really sell that much individually. So whenever we see like a new skin being accepted, yeah, you will see a bit of a buyout. But just a bit of a buyout is more than enough for them to go and look as if they're suddenly higher in price by a lot. So yeah, sheet metal door, garage door, furnace. I would imagine all of them would probably be a perfectly fine thing to jump onto. And regardless, these were going up in price regardless anyway. So yeah, I mean, we had a bit of a dip and then it's back to normal. Maybe it might dip again in the future, we'll see. But with a sheet metal double door on the horizon, I would imagine that would go up in price quite nicely, yes. If it were to happen, if it were to be accepted. Same would apply to the sheet metal door and the furnace right there. You might have noticed Ali specifically talked about the deployables, but yeah, I would probably only look at the deployables in this particular matter. So, okay, cool. Well, let's see if that potentially gets accepted. Keep up the good work, Mr. Sepesh. And yeah. Where's the Señor Tomato electric furnace? Spicy tomato. All right, moving on. Oasis armored door. There's two versions. So, first of all, we had the glow-in-the-dark version. Get a good look at that. I mean, that's what we expect with the Oasis collection. And then we have one with transparency. Now, where's the transparency? Where is it? Oh, hang on a minute. I see it now. Yeah, so one portion to the left of the eye with the hatch right there has transparency. Oh, okay. That looks pretty cool. Wait, oh no, is it both sides? Oh, it is. Oh, okay then. So it looks as if quite literally the, what's the white portion of the eye called? Well, let's just imagine that had the white portion. That's been completely removed and it's transparent. There you go. So, all right, cool. Yeah, some interesting creative usage of transparency on the hatch for the armored door. That looks cool. That looks nice. Now, does the Oasis collection look cool and nice? Okay, well, I would sit here and say I imagine the sheet metal of a door might rise up in price quite nice. That's been doing it regardless. But the rest of the skins here, oh boy, oh dear. I will sit here and say, when we saw this being accepted, we saw that being accepted, we saw that being accepted, we didn't really notice the whole collection bouncing up that much. With this being a more recent edition, yeah, nothing really changed. And look at what happened afterwards. Oh boy. Oasis collection doesn't seem to be a very active collection at the moment. We see the occasional skin being submitted every now and then, but look at how it is right now, you know. Yeah. I like it. I honestly think it's a very cool looking set, but unfortunately, you have to look and see how things are. So, yeah. All right, then. Well, we'll see what becomes of that, but that honestly looks like a very cool looking armored door. Props to Peppercorn Universe Kid. What would you like to see being made next with this collection? Feel free to comment below. All right, so that's all the deployables. Now, it's nice to say we don't have that many weapons and tools to talk about. With all due respect, we don't really have that many clothing and armour as well. But, of course... Oh, wow, I spelled armour wrong. Oh, boy. That was more like I mistyped. All right, anyway. Let's proceed with the weapons and tools. Serpent Weave. Another attempt with the Savage Sword. So you might recall in the past we had the Serpent Weave Combat Knife. Yes. Where is it? Serpent Weave Combat Knife. Yes. Well, that's sold at $2 and now it sits there at 88 cents in the Steam market. Could have been a lot better maybe, yeah. But then again, it was the focused item of the month. This was part of the batch, and unfortunately, with a sudden amount of, like, lots of skins being accepted for an item that doesn't get that many skins, blah, 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 that isn't too surprising, is it? So, yeah, it suffered. Hey, a salvaged sword probably would look very nice. Would be a nice addition. But realistically speaking, it just turned into a weapon-only collection. And, well, you know, that doesn't usually work out very nicely, does it? I will point out there's a transparent version right here. I do believe that it's got a little bit of cutouts on the side and whatnot. But other than that, I don't really imagine the combat knife would really rise up in price that much. I will give props to Mnemonic Man, though. He did try for like a long sword and whatnot, and I like that. You know what? Why not a bone knife? Little baby snake. Yeah. That actually would be a pretty cool thing. Well, keep up the good work, Mr. Mnemonic Man. But hey, we'll see. To be honest with you, I don't think we actually seen a salvage sword accepted this year. There's got to be at least one. Surely we've had a salvage sword being accepted. Oh yeah, just one. All right, cool. Well, hey, maybe we could have two. So best luck to you. Let's see if that works out nicely. Well then, well, yeah, cool, yeah. So, what's the likelihood of that potentially being accepted? You saw the picture there, didn't you? I must look at it again. Oh, okay. That is a very similar amount in comparison to Stinger. However, I will sit here and say, I do believe this has slightly less transparency compared to Stinger. He filled in these two portions here. Yes, I have to point that out. So, still, it's a redemption weapon skin, and we've had quite the discussion with the current Rustore, haven't we? Because we do happen to have a transparent hunting bow. Yes. Yeah. That looks to be doing pretty good. Yep. Even all the tier 2 pieces and the tier 3 pieces now boosted back up into the positive. That's nice to see. In fact, do we even see one single skin in the negative? Just the double barrel shotgun. So, you know, I will sit here and say this. I have reason to believe if we saw the crossbow being accepted literally just after the hunting bow, I do believe that bow would go up in price. Very nice. Yes. That's obviously going to be a discussion for tomorrow when we do the abnormal barders, but that is in a very, very, very good spot, okay? That's in a very, 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 very good spot. So, okay, cool. Yeah, I think that's looking pretty good. And independently, if we only had like this should still be greatly appreciated because the transparency, the extra vision we have there, it might not, it might not seem like a lot, but a lot of people will be greatly appreciating it. A stunning, shiny, cranberry red design, another weapon skin on the horizon. Could we see more redemption skins? Best luck to Mr. Slowlister. Where's my hoodie and pants? Right, moving on. Right. Oh. Uh-oh. Right. I probably should add this to complete the sets batch. But anyway, you might recall quite some time back, we saw the Blackout Revolver being submitted. Now, it looks like they've made a second attempt with this. You might notice that this time, we don't have, like, tons of transparency like we do on Olympus and on the Fish Revolver. They've tuned it back a bit. They've actually kept the square portion here, all right? I will sit here and say that'd still sell a lot. It's a blackout weapon skin. Of course it'd still sell quite a lot. And of course, it wouldn't surprise me if it retains its value. Yeah, it's a revolver. I've made quite a massive fuss about revolvers recently. More specifically, the recent three, because they're all pay-to-win transparent aim sights. $9, $7 almost, just past $5. All three of these have just shot up in price. Ever so nice as of recent. And I still expect them to do even better once we're around July and August time, the summer peaks. If we were to see the Blackout Revolver, with all due respect, I think it might take the wind out of them for a bit. But then, of course, it probably would just rebound and go back up in price around July and August. So, alright, cool. But let's also make a big fuss about the Blackout weapons because, yes, they are in demand. People like them. Especially when they have transparent aim sights. Especially when they have pay-to-win features. Oh, wow, you've actually recovered now, the handmade NMG. Sold a lot, if you can remember. Kind of went down for a while, but it's actually recovered. That is nice to see. So, cool. So, even when they suffer for quite a long time, they do eventually dig themselves out of their hell. So, alright, cool. Liking it. I'm happy. So, okay, cool. So, I would have reason to believe that revolver will be appreciated. Naked can't blow how happy you are to see it. But I will sit here and say, that was originally submitted a good 2 months ago, wasn't accepted. But we have waited quite a while now since the old pirate revolver. I wouldn't be surprised if we see something soon. Maybe they don't accept it now. Wait a while. Oh, look, there it is. Complete the sets. We'll see. So, all right. Best of luck to MDE. That's in a very, very, very good spot. Oh, it's just a Waterpipe pump shotgun right there. How many Waterpipe shotguns have we seen recently? Let's go quickly point this out. Oh, okay. Well, we didn't see a single one in all of 2025. In fact, we've had quite the drought. Ha 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 ha, because it's a Waterpipe. Ha 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 ha. Out of all of these Waterpipe pump shotguns, which of them happen to have a transparent aim sight? What? Yes, I'd like to point out this Heatseeker Waterpipe shotgun happens to have a very interesting bit of transparency. It's not a lot, but it looks as if it's been chiseled down. I have made a short video showcasing this, and yeah, that's a pretty cool looking design. So yeah, it's got yellow, it's got 2 bits of red on the side, it does stand out, it's super easy to see. And it also is slightly more transparent compared to the average Waterpipe shotgun. So, are we going to have Heatseeker Summer 2026? Oh, wait, no. Oh, okay, still behind. For a while, Oil King Pump Shotgun did have more subscribers compared to the Heatseeker Pump Shotgun. That still seems to be the case, but this is starting to pick up the pace now. This was selling far too little. And I know some people are going to sit there and say, well, who's going to care about pump shotguns? Who cares about Heatseeker, you know? I think it's ugly. But you know what? A lot of other people don't think it's ugly. So, you know, maybe consider what other people think and then work around that. I will sit here and say, the more the merrier. If we keep seeing more and more Heatseeker weapon skins being accepted, I do believe the momentum will keep at its pace, and I do believe these will just keep going up to brand new all-time highs. Yeah, inevitably this all suffered during the autumn-fall seasonal dip, but then post-Christmas 2027, I expect to go even further beyond. If we get that Waterpipe independently, I think that's going to just work out wonderfully all by itself, because again, we don't get that many Waterpipe skins anymore. They probably would sell that Waterpipe at $3.49. I'd still expect it to sell nicely, like a comfortable 10,000 plus, maybe even up to 15,000. I mean, we'll see. Maybe they save it for June 4 swipe. They could do that. Lots of people are turning up. Lots of people see it. But hey, we'll see. Anyway, the more the merrier. It only looks better. And I do believe that pump shotgun would greatly appreciate a Waterpipe appearing just after it. But what next? What would you like to see in that collection? A hammer? Why not tools? Jackhammer. That would look pretty cool. Some regular tools. Salvage tools. I actually might ask him, would you like to be the first person to attempt to try and do salvage tools at the same time? And if it gets accepted, that means all the other skin creators can as well. Oh, actually, I might do that, actually. Right, anyway. So, that's looking sweet. That's looking cool. Best of luck to Mr. Vase. Now we have the Banger Pump Shotgun. So, oh, wow, Banger Collection. How you doing? It's been a while. Yes, it has. I remember the SAR just keeps randomly going up in price. Oh, looks like it's gone back down again. Anyway, yeah, there you go. 2021, 2021, 2022, 2022, and 2023. It's a fairly older collection. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of you don't fully remember what this is. But hey, it is a collection. We are going to bring it up, but it's a weapon-only collection. I don't think the pump shotgun's going to change that much. I don't think that's too hard to comprehend. But it's nice to see. A cool-looking addition. Boom! Yeah, honestly, I think that's perfectly fine. I think a lot of people appreciate. I just don't think it's going to have a massive impact on the pre-existing skins. But hey, it's nice to see some other collections getting brought back. Best luck to Mike on CD. Moving on. So you know that AK that we saw recently? Well, that's been doing pretty comfortably nicely. Yes, that choice of words might have been a bit odd there. Sorry about that. I'm just saying multiple positive things at the same time. It does look as if it's slightly down in price, but if I can recall, it's still actually technically in the positive here. Again, I can't show you like the proper prices, but I know for a fact that's still holding up very nicely, and with the bars as it has, it's in a very good spot. And now we question, could we see the first M39 of the year? I have made a short video of this. Yes, it does have transparency, and I would have reason to believe a lot of people might be pretty happy with the sight of that. Are we actually going to have a transparent aim sight white weapon collection though? You might recall we've got 2 weapons here, optimized Python and AK-47. But I mean, if we saw a proper collection being built up from this, I mean that'd be even better. But we have seen the SAR being, reintroduced. We have seen the MP5 being posted. We haven't seen them being accepted, unfortunately. But an M39, you know what? It would be nice. I'd welcome it. The first M39 for the year. And we have had a transparent aim sight M39 before. Phantom, Redemption, last year. Well, couldn't hurt to have another one, I guess. The first for the year. So, all right, cool. I would welcome that. And I'm pretty sure the AK would greatly appreciate it. Not so much with the Python. I mean, with the AK appearing, the Python didn't change much. But that's mostly due to the fact that we have quite a lot of transparent aim sight Python skins now. So, anyway, that looks cool. Aimed down the sight. Ooh, where are we? There you go. You get a nice bit of vision right there. Looking pretty cool. So, all right, sweet. Best luck to you, keep up the good work, sir. What weapon skin would you like to see them make next? Honestly, a sap. Sap would be like very reliable. A white sap, yeah. Go on, Yui. That's up to you though. Could even try for a revolver. Go for the Yoka. Yeah, keep up the good work. Right. Rainbow Pony SKS. The pony is barfing the rainbow. There is lots of colour. There is a lot to look at. But it is a standard sight. Even then, I'd still think a lot of people would greatly appreciate this. So, alright, cool. Rainbow Pony collection. One of the largest collections we have in all of Rust. Let's go take a look at you. Rainbow Pony. Right. Oh, that's gone up in price nicely. And you, yes. I'm not joking when I say a lot of skins have been going up in price all of a sudden. It's a bit surprising, but I'm not complaining. Right, anyway, so yeah, that's looking good. Independently, the weapon skins are also looking very good. Now, I will sit here and say, I don't think an SKS is going to cause any of this to spike in price. It's already doing good. But independently, it does make me feel confident that would probably do quite all right. So, okay, cool. You know, that's a lovely batch of skins that we've seen already. But could we see a lot more of this? That's a bit debatable because, of course, Little Ranger is the skin creator and he's been making a lot of things as of recent. Lots of other collections are behind him and wouldn't be surprising if we see more of that as well. So, you know, the occasional toy skin, the occasional Night Demon skin, maybe another Abyss skin. Like, listen, didn't we already have the Abyss Electric Furnace? No? Well, I want it now. Yeah, there you go. So, you could do a Rainbow Pony Electric Furnace. I mean, I guess it'd be quite scary. All right, anyway, so yeah, that's cool. That's nice. And I'm sure people would like it. If not, you know, comment below. But yeah, let's see what he makes next. Just don't assume he's going to do it instantly. You might see another Rainbow Pony in about 2 months' time. Something like that. So, right, cool. Moving on. Bird of Luck Handmade LMG. You know what? That's a stunning piece of art. That is a treat for the eyes. And sorry to say, but I don't think it's going to change that much. What? Bird of Luck. It's not an in-demand collection. Unfortunately, it is suffering. So, yeah. Yeah. It's a weapon-only collection. That's my only answer. I think they all look pretty. And, you know, the skin creator did try. They did try for deployables and whatnot. No. So I don't know what to say. But I will say another weapon skin being added to weapon-only collection wouldn't change much. So, yeah, sorry. But, you know, Bird of Luck Electric Furnace. Yes, let's cook the peacock. What? No. So, all right, cool. So, yeah, keep up the good work, Señor. Yeah, I don't know what you need to do. I mean, those deployables look really nice. I'm surprised they're never accepted. But it doesn't hurt to go back to it again and try and do something different. Maybe Armour. Poncho, Bandana. Oh, that might be cool. So, best luck. And then, of course, we also happen to have Black Ops M249. I did showcase this in the special or preview video. It's nice and shiny. And, well, does it have a transparent aim sight or anything? Aim down the sight. It's a standard sight. All right, cool. Right, Black Ops collection. They're just pacing themselves, and eventually we might get some more clothing and armour. That clothing and armour is doing A-OK. Let's specifically look at the weapons and tools. Now, it's like 50-50. Some did great, some didn't do too well. But then again, the LR300, the Python doing bad, that's not too surprising. The bow, though, I still don't fully understand. Look, Frankie, you could keep sitting there and saying it's ruler cool. It's black with a red line, but yeah. Anyway, so hey, it's a coin flip. I don't think M249 is going to change that much, but the more the merrier. You know, like the armor is doing A-OK at the moment, and we are anticipating more of it being produced at some point in the future. Still anticipating the hoodie and pants, for example, but it's a matter of soon. Right, so let them do their weapon skins every now and then. Let them maybe work on another collection skin for a while, but I know eventually we will see more of that clothing and armour, all right, which got bide our time. Maybe they want to wait until the summertime because they reckon they'll get some more sales then, which wouldn't be out of the question. So, all right, cool. So, best luck to both Content Skin and Holodno. There's a perfectly fine-looking M249, and yeah, I think that'll be a welcome addition to their set. And that is all the weapons and the tool skins. Let's now switch over to Armour and clothing. Sorry about that. Jellyponcho. Well, yes, I want to glow in the dark. And look, if you go night swimming, at least people know where you are. So, all right, then. We're seeing some very strange skins being produced. But sure, why not? You know, they accepted the head wrap. Oh, sorry about that. They accepted the head wrap, why not the poncho as well? It's supposed to be goofy. It's supposed to be silly. And I apologise for pressing the space bar accidentally. So, yeah, we literally just have the jelly head wrap. And it didn't do very well. That went down the price. But you know what? If we were to get the edition, if we were to get like a mini set of it, you know what? Maybe that would start to be appreciated a little bit more. It might recover a fair bit, but I'm not sure if it's going to go all the way back up to $2. Right now, it's sitting there at about 80 cents. It's all right. It's just meh. It's just meh. So, okay, cool. It's nice to see they're committed and tried to do more. But you know what? Mushroom soup. Where's my hard boots? Where's my leather gloves? Let's take it a little bit further. Let's be more silly. So, all right. Best luck to you, good sir. Best of luck. Oh, okay. Well then, HellCore's trying something different. We now have HellCore Bandana and Poncho. Okay. Okay. Well, I will sit here and say, HellCore, I mean, you've got the hoodie pants right there. Just click that. We kind of want to see Tier 2 and Tier 3. Well, he tried. He tried. It hasn't been accepted immediately, has it? But, you know, do something slightly different. Okay. I'm not going to be opposed to that. What I will say, though, Mr. Delroy, tactical gloves would also be perfectly all right. A jacket, a backpack. Consider that as well. But yes, no, I wouldn't be surprised if this would still, you know, lead to its spike in demand, spike in price ever so nice. Yeah, I would imagine just more clothing. Yeah, it's primitive, but still more would still lead to that going up a fair bit. So, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm not against it. HellCore collection's been doing quite all right this past year. Obviously, the hoodie and pants are still holding up nicely, but it's more of a case of people anticipating the actual core pieces. Boots and gloves would also be welcome. So, right, cool. So, anyway, yeah, that's nice. I'm sure people will be appreciating that. Gold! Yes! Wouldn't you like to have a pure gold t-shirt? When was the last time we had a t-shirt skin? You know what? We'll make a game of it. Guess now. You can't cheat. Pause and guess. Right? You ready? Right. I assume you've paused. I'm sure you started guessing. So think of a date in your head, like a year, right? The last time we had a t-shirt skin, being added to Rust, oh boy, here we go. Had I searched specifically for a t-shirt, you probably had to go through here to the item section, and what you do is you go to item selection and look for the clothing. There's t-shirt, there's shirt and t-shirt, right? So I'm guessing we want to go to here. Now we did have the Twitch Rivals t-shirt. That was a Twitch drop. I probably wouldn't count that, but if you're thinking of that, then all right, cool, that's cool. It's nice that you remembered. But the last marketable one was the Rust footballer shirt, and that came out during the 2018 World Cup. Guess what's about to happen fairly soon? Don't you think it might be pretty cool if we got another Rust footballer t-shirt and whatnot? Just saying, you know, get more football skins. All right, cool. So, all right, something different. I'm not opposed to seeing something different, but yep, just to confirm that is a t-shirt. Gold chains, you have been making a very weird batch of skins. But you know what? I will give you credit. You at least try to do something odd every now and then. I liked your Armour double door. Right, so, yeah, if they can't get hoodie and pants and tier 2 and tier 3 accepted, well, they'll just go about it a different way then. So, imagine if the t-shirt got accepted. Imagine. Would it actually cause anything here to go up in price? I'm not really sure. But it would be pretty silly. Do you approve of the golden shirt? I'm a man made of gold. So, right, cool. Best luck to say chains and demon. Let's see if that works out nicely. Oh, sorry about that. I just lost my words all of a sudden. You know, it's just the return of the naval camo set. Well, it's right there, Hedge. I mean, it's not really disappeared. It's right there, literally. I thought they'd be taking a break, but no, they just jumped straight onto it. We have the naval camo jacket right there on display. And yes, that slots in perfectly with all the other bits and clothing there, right? Oh, right. So we just had the backpack, and the tier 2 did bounce up a bit, and then it went back down again. It hasn't gone it hasn't gone down bad, but yeah, it's not in the positive anymore. But I can confirm to you, tier 3 got bought out last night. Someone just decided, you know what? I'm just gonna go buy out all of tier 3. So yes, those prices are not up to date. Do you see that? It says $11, $10. That was last night. Seems to be only updating every 24 hours, it seems. Anyway, that is still sitting there at about $5. What's the chest plate doing? Let's go see that. You're currently sitting there at about, you're probably getting closer to $6. But we're not surprised by that because we're under the impression that this is an in-demand collection. And we know the tier 3 sold the least amongst all the other pieces here. So we're not surprised by that. Would you happen to believe that this might be rising up ever so nicely as we go through the summertime? Do you believe people will be liking this whole set from here and now? Because we don't really get that many blue collection skins, do we? And let me just quickly double check the kilt. Wow, you've actually dropped off to less than $2. Again, it came out during the Easter dip, so tons of listings were put down. It will eventually improve, I'm sure. But wow, okay. I reckon the jacket definitely would have a nice impact. Like you thought the backpack had a nice impact, jacket would be better, all right? But after that, what's next? Well, it has been confirmed that the skin creators intend to do some tactical gloves, and I wouldn't be surprised if they also potentially get accepted. I'm not sure if the jacket's like a certain thing, but we actually haven't had that many jacket skins so far this year. In fact, we literally have only had Knights Templar, so that would be welcome. Something completely different in terms of like colour scheme and whatnot. I welcome it. Do you? Well, feel free to comment below. So, all right, cool. I would like to see some doors and whatnot, though. A rug. I want to put naval camo all over my boat. Surely no one will spot me now. All right, best of luck to Mishka and Svonspa. That's looking very, very nice. And then we have another attempt for Fish Tier 3. So, yep. We just recently saw the boots and gloves being accepted. Let's go over to here. There we go. Yep, boots and gloves. So there's the question of would we actually see a collection continuation happen anytime soon. The gloves waited 5 years to be accepted. It is a bit of a funny setup. These tier 2 pieces here, they're accepted back in the summer of 2021. 3 years later, then we got the kilt. So yeah, you understand the weird issues. But I'll sit here and say, if we were to see the tier 3 being accepted fairly soon, yes, the tier 2, yes, the boots and gloves, that would all spike a spike a price. Very, very nice. So, yep, Shedmon's giving it another try. I'm happy to see him do it. I would say also try the hoodie and pants as well. Like, you might have to completely redo the hoodie and pants. I know you did them like 5 years ago. Come on now. So, yes, 100%. I do believe that will probably rise up nicely. But, yeah, it's been a long while since the hoodie and pants. Let's give that another try, good sir. Let's see if we can see that get accepted as well. So, all right, cool. Cheap green camouflage. Could we see it happen? Well, I'd also like to point out we've got Acid Arachnid making a return as well. Acid Arachnid, you might recall, got the hoodie and pants being accepted like a month or two ago. Now, unfortunately, we didn't see any more attempts after, the tier 3 was made previously. Well, they're getting another shot. They are giving it another shot, blah, blah, blah. As you'll notice, both of these two pieces are around $1.30 on the Steam market. They sold for $1.49. Not too bad. But you might recall, it's not exactly super helpful green camouflage. It's darker. Now, I did point out in shaded areas and in the jungle, it actually works out quite nicely. Yes, it does. So, regardless, I also said, if we see a sequel, those hoodie and pants, they will spike them on spike and price very nicely. Didn't happen yet, but they are making another attempt. So, props to you, Kit. Keep up the good work. Happy to see it. Will it actually happen this time? Do you like what we see? Right, so yeah, best of luck to you, good sir. And that's pretty much everything then. So, we just went through all the skins, well, rather the collection continuations. I do apologise if I missed any collection continuations, I sincerely do. But I'm pretty sure I have covered all the skins. So, let's just give you a nice little preview on micro522.com. Now, you, the individual, you probably don't want to have like your own followed authors list set up on the workshop and whatnot. You just want to get like a nice quick preview of skins from notable skin creators that likely could have their skins accepted in Rustals. Look at micro522.com. This right here will show you all the skins that are submitted just this past weekend, but it also showcases them by default in ranked order of like an overall score based on how the workshop works on Steam. So Steam Workshop, I'm talking about upvotes versus downvotes and favourites and views and positivity. Let's just point out, I said earlier, and I'm pointing it out again, the top performing skin is the Popstar Electric Furnace. That almost has a score of 70. And scores of 70 are good. But yeah, that's got a lot of attention right now. An upvote to downvote ratio of 2.51 to 1. Now following that, Redemption Crossbow. I'm not surprised to see that. And then Naval Camo Jacket. A lot of people Clearly happen to like the Naval Camo collection. Blackout Revolver, Jukebox Fridge. This is actually a very nice looking design. Showed it off in my preview video. Yeah, something completely different. Something pretty wacky. You know what? That's perfect for us. So, yeah, cool looking fridge right there. Silly Mango Rock. Yes. You got that there, you got Bamboo Door, Heat Seeker Waterpipe, Optimized M39, No Mercy Electric Furnace, Jade Spirit, AK-47. So you might notice the top performing skins are mostly collection continuations. So, alright, cool. Apparently there's a transparent aim sight here. Yeah, that looks nice, that looks nice. So, yeah, alright, cool. That's pretty much everything that needs to be addressed. And I will repeat this. By the time you look at this collection, I might have made some changes. I'll also point out, this is not an official list. There is an official collection list out there, but only Facepunch see it. Back when TGG was making videos, he quite literally showed it in a video. So it does exist, but it's private. We can't see it. I made this so you could like keep tabs of what potential collections are still potentially viable to have acceptances and whatnot. So again, look at these skins as representatives of their collections, and yes, I will remove some of these skins and switch them out for some other things. So you might not see the Black Ops bed anymore, but instead, you know, I'll just look and see what other thing we could probably put there instead. Let's go see, sorry. Were there any other deployables? I'm not sure. I mean, I guess I could probably chuck in the backpack. Yeah, I'll probably put that instead. Yeah, so I'm not sitting there and saying specifically the backpack. I'm sitting there and saying you should go ahead, look at the collections that are provided and see if there are other things that could be considered or be in contention. So again, you'd look at the skin, you'd look at the collection listed here, and then there you go. So all the things that aren't ticked have a viable chance. So, all right then, cool. Is that another attempt? What? Oh, that was last week. Sorry, Hedge literally talked about it last week. I know. Anyway, so cool. And that's everything. So, we went over an hour this week. We did have a lot to talk about. Come on, look at that. I had so much Armour and clothing and weapons and tools and so many deployables. Look, don't hate on me. I did warn you. I told you to look at the description or the... Well, okay, whatever. Right, cool. So, yeah, that's nice. And I will reiterate this once as well. There is no official confirmation yet. But wow, imagine that. And I will actually point out we are expecting an auto turret skin to be in the Industrial DLC. Now, Industrial DLC is getting quite the commotion as of recent. Where is it? Industrial DLC has mentioned Garage Door and all that. So, Industrial Torch? Oh, wow, we're getting like a massive pack of skins in this, aren't we? We're expecting this to be the June Force Wiper, the June Update DLC. Oh, Bolus Crossbow's in this. Oh, wow, this is getting a lot of stuff. Large furnace, electric furnace, shelf skin. It's getting a lot, this. And, of course, you know, the auto turret skin. All right, cool. So, I have reason to believe as well. Yes. Yeah, I should have mentioned it, but at least I did it now. Protox already has a video showcasing the things. I need to jump in and actually look at it. Oh, wow, look at that picture. Oh, okay. I mean, to be honest with you, I was kind of expecting something a little bit more wacky and whatnot. But hey, it's got an interesting theme to it. Oh, look at the barrels there. We know what? To get a much better look, consider watching Protox's video right there. I'll link the tweet in the description. You know to watch. You know what to watch next right now. I've been yapping too much. I need to stop. Right. So thank you once again. Catch you later. Say goodbye.